Today I'm sharing my IKEA favorites for my home organization and how I like to organize my home. I have been using IKEA to help organize and style my home for a really long time now. A lot of the organizational products they have I've been using for 5+ years, and they really hold up and stand the test of time in my opinion. But I wanted to look for something very specific to help my boys to organize their backpacks and their jackets and things like that. So I love going to IKEA to get some great ideas. We are in IKEA looking for some ideas for my mom's room and for some organizational stuff for my house. So very excited to hopefully find something. And I always love to walk through here and get ideas for organization and just how I want to set my house up. Because they have the rooms set up. Here's a laundry room, and it just gave me such a good idea of what I could do in the future with our laundry room in the garage. And then they have the best drawer organizers because they go the whole length of the drawer, which is really nice. So you don't have the organizer slamming back and forth. And then these hooks are exactly what I was looking for my boys' room. Then the shoe organization, and then we were also looking for a kids' night light, and I found the perfect one for them. And IKEA is great for these. We've been using them for years now. And then they just had so many different hooks that I was looking at. Once we were home, I decided I wanted to reorganize this drawer. I call this the random drawer of stuff. And we had a lot of little containers that I had bought from Target, but they were always just getting knocked over and all moved around in there. And so I wanted to get a container that they had here, and I won't say the name because it's so hard to pronounce, but it was great because it fits the whole entire area of the drawer. So that way when you're opening the drawer, shutting it, slamming it, it's not moving all around. Everything's going to be staying in its place. And this was just a great way to get this drawer even more organized and have everything in a particular spot. I love the way this turned out, and it's been working out great. Now it is on to my utensil drawer, and this is the large spoons and spatulas and things that we use for cooking every day. And these are our most used items. So I wanted to get larger containers, like I said, that fill the entire drawer so I don't have the containers slamming back and forth. And I already had them here on the right, but I wanted to replace the ones on the left because those were just not working. And I always try to fit in some tidying and cleaning as I'm going. So you can see here, I'm just putting away these dishes that were out drying. And that's how I like to fit my cleaning into my day, is just where I can. And I actually really enjoy organizing. I know that sounds crazy, but I just love putting things into a neat order that improves our daily lives. Now I'm on to organizing this deep drawer that I store the washcloths, towels, and my aprons in. And this is the most used drawer, I think, in our entire kitchen. We're constantly grabbing this open, grabbing out a towel, because we don't really use paper towels. We use towels and washcloths for everything. And I'm just using these soft collapsible boxes, which I love. If I don't use these in this drawer, I can eventually use these in our clothing drawers. They work great for almost anything. I've used these throughout the years, so I just got this extra set so I could try to keep this area organized a little better. And to be honest, for me, organizing is all about trial and error. So I like to try stuff, see how it works. If it doesn't work, who cares? Try something different. It's all about seeing if it's going to work for you. As I was done organizing this drawer, or getting towards the end of organizing it, I realized I wanted to switch it up and put the aprons not on the side there and actually put them into one of the bins. And then as we were using this drawer in the next few weeks and seeing how it was working for us, I realized that we were better off just having the towels all piled in one large pile, since we grab them out so often that it was better just to have them organized in a different way. Again, all trial and error. Now I'm on to tidying and organizing my boys' room. This is the nightlight lamp that we've been using from IKEA. One of them dropped it and it cracked. I'm actually going to be using this in the baby's room, so that's okay, but that is why I needed a new nightlight in here, because that one was just not standing up to the wear and tear. So we're using this owl nightlight. It's working out great so far. I love that it has a little switch that they can turn on and off and don't have to unplug it. Also, I want to point out that the shelf that I am currently standing over is also from IKEA, and the bins that we use to organize all their toys are from IKEA as well. So we've been using those for probably 10 years now or longer, and we store all the books there. We store their cars in the bins, hats in one of the bins. It's just a great way to stay organized, and if we ever wanted it to look even tidier, I could put all the books into the bins. We've done that in the past. So that's just another great way that I like to use this IKEA product to stay organized in my boys' room. And honestly, keeping a shared boys' room with all their toys in it, books, everything in it, is definitely a job that I have to keep up on. But using these products to stay organized really works out great. Now I'm just using the soft-sided collapsible boxes to organize my boys' shared drawers here. And actually this drawer set is also from IKEA. We've had this since before they were born. My husband and I were using it for our clothes, and then we switched it into their room, and they can share this one for now, which works out great. And I'm actually switching their clothes from the more summery, warm weather to cooler weather clothing. And so that's why I have all this clothing out here. But it was a great moment to get somewhat organized and make sure their clothes are in a way where they can easily find them and get dressed themselves. So I've just separated them out here and tried to make it a little bit easier for them. The great thing is, as I was organizing their clothes for the next season, I was able to pull out all of the items that they had grown out of, or the items of clothing that looked extremely worn out and needed to be decluttered. So by organizing, it helps me stay clutter-free because I'm constantly going through the things that I no longer need and pulling them out and getting rid of them right away. Now, I also use these soft-sided bins for their costumes that they play with, and then also for their winter clothes or off-season clothing. As I dump this box out, I can see that, I won't name any names, somebody has thrown everything in here, including clothes, costumes, and God knows what. So I was sorting through here and finding all kinds of things that shouldn't be in this box, which is another reason why I tend to look through there every once in a while just to make sure nothing crazy is going on. And then in this other box, we had thrown all of the winter clothes from last winter in here when we switched to summer that I thought would still fit my boys. And I'm not really doing hand-me-downs anymore, but if I feel that the clothes will still fit them from the summer before or the winter before, whatever the season is, I will put them in the box to save them. And then I was just going through and holding them up to my boys, having them try them on, and just seeing what will still work for this winter and what could be passed down to my younger son from my oldest son. And everything that didn't work was donated, and then the few items that didn't quite fit, but I think will, are put back up here. This was the last of the things that I had saved from previous seasons for them to grow into, and handful of things they're still not even into them. I thought they would be into them by this last summer, and then they're still not into it, so by next summer they're probably going to be past that size. And then there's just a whole bunch of stuff that I was hoping would fit from last winter to this winter. It doesn't fit, and then it also doesn't fit my younger son to be passed down yet. So I'm donating all this. It's just, there's no point in keeping all this. And this is the kind of stuff that I can't stand holding on to because it just causes so much extra clutter and just extra stuff to where I'm having to dig through or store it up above. So I'm just gonna let all this go. There are 2 pairs of pants that my younger son will probably fit into possibly this winter. So, I mean, like spring more. So I'm saving those. That's it. I'm not saving much of anything at this point. And let me show you how I've organized their drawer set. So using these dividers, it just makes it easy to keep things separated. So underwear, small socks, long socks. And here I have all the t-shirts he wears all the time. And then outside of the box, I have the longer t-shirts and then the random swim stuff. This is the drawer where we really need the organization. So here is just swimming stuff that he probably won't use very often anymore now that it's winter. Then all the pajamas, underwear, and then these are socks. He needs to put these together, but that keeps it really organized. Then again down here, this really helps because he can pull this out, see all of his shirts, and I might take a few of those out. Looks like he put this one away, but just put the extra ones that he doesn't wear as often maybe down here. And then here we just have all his shorts, and then the long sleeve shirts are separated. But that's what I love about the IKEA boxes is they all fit really nice in there, and it just keeps everything in its little separated locations. Then up here, I'm using 2 of these IKEA bins. One is full of costumes, and then that one just has some off-season clothing and hats. While at IKEA, I always like to look in their pillow cover department, and I found some other pillow covers that had more of a warm peach color or mauve color, and I thought this was perfect for fall and winter. It's just a nice change to make that is very simple, and so I picked these up and I love the way they look. Now moving on to my shoe storage, I love using these shoe containers from IKEA. I've used them for years. As you can see, I have the older version of these, and they still sell them in a newer, more modern version. But what I love about them is I can put all of my summer shoes in to each one, and then all I have to do is go and grab out the winter shoe boxes and the summer ones and just switch them. It makes life so easy, and I love that the front is clear so I can see my shoes and what is in each box. Now onto the project that initially inspired me to go to IKEA to begin with, which was to try to get my boys' room more organized with their backpacks, coats, and all of that sort of stuff, which led me to buy this hook set. Even after I purchased this, it took me quite a while to finally get around to hanging it up and putting it together. But once I started to put it together, it was very easy, and I just love the way it turned out. But it was kind of funny when I started to hang this up. My husband said, just do it yourself, you're fine. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna, you can do it! Okay, here we go. You can do it. If you like a lot of holes in your wall, then I'm the woman for the job, because the first hole hit a piece of metal, so I had to move it over a little, but that's okay because it was going to be covered by the hooks. Then I realized that we actually drilled holes too big for the toggle bolts that we had, so it was a fatal error. We had to start all over again. So I called my husband Grant in, and because he works in construction, he could care less. He just said, so what, this happens all the time. It's not the end of the world. And so he helped me figure it out, and we actually ended up finding studs to be able to drill it straight into the studs, which was better anyways. And so it was a lot easier in the end. And then I just ended up putting all of the hooks on the wood piece, and that was very simple. I bought 2 of these sets of hooks and put them back to back, so that way it looked like one long set of hooks, and this solved our problem. Exactly what we needed for this area was a place to put backpacks, jackets, hats, and when my boys get home from swim, they can hang up their towels. And this is how I use IKEA organizational products to keep my home organized and tidy and simplified. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!